Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Minecraft Through the Android, the second best MTTA around. Here we are, and we were doing... I don't even remember. I don't remember because it's been several streams since we were able to play on here, but I think everything's working now. That's what I'm really hoping. I'm testing. I'm not falling through the floor again. Alright, we were working on whatever this was. I don't know. Did I not install Linux? Oh, because I readjusted the walls multiple times, that's why. Alright, it looks like I never worked on the slabs for the other side because I ran out of gravel. Or something like that. Ran out of gravel for the lower section. Let's just fill this in right quickly. And hope I was supposed to do that. Oh, auto jump, leave me alone. And just like that, I already missed Minecraft InfDev. There's no auto jump in InfDev. Alright, so I don't know what I was planning for the very sides here. It feels like I should just have something, some sort of lead up. I don't know. Well, regardless, I'll need to pick up gravel, so that's what we'll do soon. Let me go in here, make sure everything's as it should be. So the front and the back should be flush with the cobblestone, whereas the side pokes out. I did that. I'm seeing glass up there, but did I ever finish the slabs? The smooth stone slabs. Because I thought I only did one side. Nope, I see all 8 of them complete. And lots of torches. Oops, I should probably put glass here though. Oh wait, these are panes. I don't have any full blocks. Well, I guess what I can do with the panes is install these. Tis but a scratch. Alright, I'm officially committing to these windows. I also kind of hope there's no issue with saving and whatnot, because there might still be issues here in build 5. And where's all my armor? This is the only... Where'd all my armor go? Did I really lose that much armor just from falling out of the void? Like 3 times? I'm probably... Thinking about it, I probably should have restored from backup. I didn't do that. I just went straight from the copy that I kept playing from previously. So, if there are any problems... Whoop. Well, I guess we'll just have to spend a whole bunch of iron then. Iron's not in that chest. I have to remember where everything is after playing in InfDev for like 3 days straight. Alrighty, I needed helmet, pants. I don't have enough iron? How much did I grab on me? Oh, I needed 2 more. There's my problem. Truth be told, I wasn't paying attention. Oops. Lucky for me, I got that whole stack right there. Stack of 22. There we go. I do wonder if the armor took that much damage just because of how much damage is applied when you fall out of the world. Honestly, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even go back and rewatch last time to see what exactly transpired. Oh, I'm a ding-dong. I did have the gravel on me. I came back here for gravel and it turns out I already had gravel. Well, either way, we also needed glass. I don't know how much. I'll just grab 20. And doors. We needed doors as well. So I'll make. Oh, wait. I wonder if I could toss the oak planks on the floor, because I don't really want to craft with these. I want to use the regular dark oak. I guess the irregular dark oak. Oh, let's get back to work. Alright, collision seems to be working again. Hopefully we don't end up falling through the world anymore. Nighttime approaches already. Oh, right, because we have short nights. And short days. And just like that, I miss InfDev. All the things I'm not currently doing. This is probably inoptimal torch placement. Let's readjust this real fast. And hope that's better. This is bright enough now, right? Hopefully. Oh, that's right, I only needed 4. Me saying I don't know how much I'll need. Or do I want this on the outside or the inside? I feel like, how about I put this on the inside? I don't ever do this. I always like my doors outside. But, in this case, I feel like it might look better. Gives it a little more depth. I still kind of like that big chain it looks like. Wait a minute, hold on. Wasn't this completely full of animals before? Don't tell me the animals fell out of the world too. That's an arrow. Excuse me. I don't know where you came from. I've tried my absolute best to keep this place so very bright. Yet somehow, bad guys keep spawning in places that I don't know. I am very tempted to just double the torches. Anything that looks even the slightest bit of dark. Put a torch on it. Because I'm trying much harder, much harder than on Java to prevent bad guys from popping up. Yet I still don't know where they came from. Oops. Because there's no way that got walked in all the way from the Dark Oak Forest over here. He had to have spawned somewhere in here. Wonder if he spawned up there. No, maybe not. I don't know if he would have survived that fall. Oh, he could have. Can mobs spawn on glass? Uh-oh, is this a crash? Oh wait, is it because of that arrow? Oh boy. I wonder. Arrow entities have issues. Am I supposed to be playing on peaceful? Well, I can't just... It's because I left the area, unloaded it. Stupid 5-chunk simulation distance. Hopefully it's not a Minecraft thing. Man, 0.11, you have been a very terrible experience. Alright, we're gonna click this. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's right. I need that. Thank you. I feel like this might not be a Minecraft thing. Doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doop. That's the part where I go to Alright, who is it? How about I just say boop. Time for phase 2. The part where we try again. And honestly, probably play on peaceful until... When does this get fixed again? Gotta go do the bedrock version. Nope, that was supposed to be only an issue in build 1. Okay, I'm gonna say it's not the arrow's fault. We're gonna hope it's not the arrow's fault. Question is, what all occurred? So I'm over here, doing. That's saved. Just gonna head back. Because I knew there was something with loading in previously saved arrows crashing, and I couldn't remember. Alright, well, back to work. After a nice, good rest. I saw the doors and whatever sort of house thing I built, so I'm gonna assume nothing important was lost. I don't know how often Pocket Edition autosaves. And awakeness, Kurt J. Mack used to say. Alrighty, so let's put away the stuff that we don't need. I'll probably also want to check on the farm. I don't know how it's doing over there. We're gonna end up with so much wheat. I'm gonna be stockpiled, but I'm trying not to eat wheat this time around. Well, you can't eat wheat directly. I'm trying not to eat bread this time around. Probably what I should be saying. Nope. There we go. I wonder how long until we could put signs directly on the chests. If I have to wait until I get crouching, I'm gonna have to wait a little while. I think that's 0.12. Oh boy. Dean, welcome back. I was trying to find where I told you it's not recommended to start an alpha 1.0. I couldn't find the message, so I must have told you on stream that alpha 1.1 was when the very earliest multiplayer survival is reasonable. You're right, there's no chats because I was recording, so I hit it. Let's grab that and put the URL, and now turn it on. Such a messy inventory. I have tools all over the place. Soon, not really. 0.12, 0.12, I'll have proper hotbar management. I think by the end of 0.11, at least it doesn't slide over when stuff gets removed. That way you can at least refill slots manually. Alrighty, I also hope I don't need this one chest anymore. Let's just go with 3D blocks. Might as well put it there. Alrighty. So now I'm looking around, and I think to myself how I didn't have any plans for after I finish that building. Let's head back and scope the area. Alright, the farm. We need to look at the farm real fast. It might be harvest time. And howdy, welcome back. How's the vacation going? So it looks like I still have to wait around a little while. Yeah, we're not even close to being fully grown. Good job, me of the past. Must have harvested this recently. Still have lots of netherrack for the nether spire that I haven't done anything with. I guess that's not true. This is the nicest looking nether spire I've ever worked on. It's still a giant blob of netherrack though. But it looks interesting. Alright, I guess we'll head over here and work on, I don't know, what do I want to work on? Something decorational. How about a little blacksmith forge? Y'all know me in building with gray colors. I don't have much cobblestone. I'm gonna say, just kidding to that idea. We're gonna grab more pickaxes. I'm also gonna grab that whole stack of sticks real fast. In fact, we're not gonna grab any extra coal, we'll just take the sticks. This will incentivize me to pick up coal while I'm down there. You can never have too much coal in Minecraft. Except now, those sticks were stolen from the wrong stack. How toasty has it been over there? It's been nice. It's been cooling down these past couple of weeks. Over here where I live. Party potato to that. Because it was cooking maybe 3 weeks ago. It's finally starting to cool down. I say finally, except, you know, we're at the end of June. We just passed the longest day of the year. Things are going fine. 100 Fahrenheit. That's summer temperatures over here where I live. That is cooking, indeed. Oh yeah, while I'm here, I see you, sheep. Infdev got me wanting me collecting more wool. Howdy, Koski, welcome back. There we go. Wonder if the grass was in the way of the button. Alright, does anyone remember where we last popped out of? I feel like I had a pillar over here near the edge of the water, but I can't remember. You got multiple laptops. Is there a reason for multiple? Poor mushroom. It generated right at a chunk corner. Not only was it at a chunk edge, it was at a chunk corner. As you could see, yeah, it was cut off on this side, and it was cut off on this side. Poor tree. Or poor mushy. Oh well. Turns out in InfDev 624, it's totally possible to get cut off trees there as well. But that's just 624 being 624. You know, the worst version of Minecraft. Alright, I don't know if this is where we last popped out of, but this is where we're going down, and we're gonna hope that we find some place that I haven't explored too much. Because I feel like I've already done a lot of the caves around here. Oh, this is why I marked it. There's a spawner. I completely forgot about this spawner. Good job, me of the past. It feels like finding spawners is rather luck-based, though. You're more likely to find them in early release terrain, though, because of the increased amount of caves. Since spawners require, as the dungeon generation requires a certain amount of air. Or maybe it's just any amount of air. Truth be told, I do not know. I also don't know if the spawning code has ever changed. No, I did not need to move that torch over. But I was hoping that there would be more coal. I might just have to find another area and start digging out another vertical shaft. Or, if I really wanted, perhaps I could carve out a horizontal area underneath the swamp and turn that into a slime farm. Hello. Goodbye. I will grab this iron, though. If mushroom generation crashed the game, that would have also affected roofed forests. Hello, Mr. Zomble. Four hits from the most powerful weapon in the game is still kind of wild. I'm gonna keep saying that until it gets changed. Oh, you said mushrooms, not mushrooms. I don't know. Can't even test that on peaceful because they're passive mobs. I also don't know why it took them so long to fix it. Was the biome that rare that nobody reported it? That's a cave-in. I'm looking for a cave out. Terrible puns every day. I think there's lava underneath here. What do you think caused this gravel to fall? Nope, just another cave. I don't even know how far down we are. Does anyone know what version added the coordinates toggle? I don't play Pocket Edition enough. I feel like that's a Bedrock thing. I need... Whoop. Why are there pigs down here? Where'd you guys come from? We were just talking about how it's been toasty again. Temperatures going on the up and up. Coordinates were 1.2. Curses. This world's not going to see coordinates. At least, not while I'm doing my series on it. Well, if the world goes up for download. Hello. The heat always comes back up and down. At some point it'll hit 40. I saw something moving. Just Mr. Batman over here. There's another dungeon. This is an improperly generated dungeon. Oh wait, there's a chest. Excuse me, the chest is invisible. Hey, who messed up the tile entity data? Should I attempt to open the chest? Ooh, 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 that's dangerous. Wait a minute, this is dangerous. Ah, I was hoping to. Come on, try again. Did the spider live? I was hoping to catch that spider. I failed, unfortunately. Here is Spain. I do not know which part. Oh, green bean alert. Oh, didn't you say last time it was Madrid you were visiting? Alright, hold on. Well, now I gotta clean this up. Place your bets now. You think it's a good idea to open the invisible chest? I have my doubts. But we're gonna try it. It's for science. But yeah, I don't think I've seen a spawner without the tile entity data naturally generate here on PE. Is there just one chest? I feel like there is. Alright, and click. I cannot click. Can I even attack it? I can attack it. Place your bets now. I think it's a good idea to break the chest. I kind of want to preserve this. Maybe I should just leave it. I don't know if it's a good idea to leave broken tile entity data, though. I wonder how long this has been sitting here. Surely it's been generated before. We'll break the chest. There's probably not going to be anything inside. But at least I could leave the spawner itself. Boop. I wonder how that happened. It generated the spawner and then it didn't fill the data properly. Or I was playing on some version that cleared the tile entity data. That's a possibility. I don't know why Legacy Console was started with beta 1.6. Could be about the time that they just started development. So they were focused on getting the game playable first. More record-breaking temperatures gives me flashbacks to how much I've heard that play in Sinduality. Well, I guess whatever happened, now I have one spawner that potentially could be filled with other spawners later. Because last time we found that Zomble dungeon, in fact, we passed by just getting down here today. That one seemed to be working correctly. So I don't know what what went wrong with this one. Why is it that I always end up with spawners that end up broken? This happened on UMP. Oh well, I don't need it for an XP farm. I don't even know what type of spawner this would have been. I'd have to create the world again. Or I guess what I could do is I could just copy the level.dat and the folder. An empty folder, level.dat, and go from there. And looks like I have an exit point. I don't know who Vinny Vine Sauce is. I don't know what he's known for. Hello, Mr. Spider. I don't know how far that cave goes, but we're going to block off the lava for now. Yeah, this was right underneath my main area. I really could have found that spawner so easily if I just boop boop. Where did it end up? Over here, I think. Maybe that's how the pigs got in. Yeah, the spawner was right there. Huh. I missed this. That's okay, because now it's a fascinating discovery today. Alrighty, so let's check this out. Like how we were supposed to check out the far lands. Says that Minecraft Splash added in beta 1.8. Hello. Yeah, it looks like it was a good idea to pick up coal because I'm already getting low on torches. You know my torch placing habits, you know that one stack of torches is low. I feel like there's a lot of ores I'm just missing. Part of that is I'm trying to light up everything. The Farlands have been known since June 7th, I think. June 7th or June 8th, 2010. The oldest known video of the Farlands. Someone was at the 32 million world border limit. Or world boundary it was at that time. The world border was added later. I would say it's famous, but not really. It's just well known, I guess. Well known to the Council of Farlanders. There's another cave entrance. This cave is really shallow, but it has a lot of extensions to it. Alright, let me think how to get up there. Oh, that's a hazard. We're gonna try not to trigger it. Can I Halo Reach? You know, speaking of Halo Reach, I've seen on Twitter people complain about the new, what was it, like the 6-hour main menu showcase of one of the Halo remakes coming out or something like that. Remake of a 2001 game, I believe. It was either yesterday or the day before. I think it was aired yesterday. Where, for the first time in my life, I learned why the game series is called Halo. Because there's this giant artificial man-made halo that floats around near the Earth or something. And I think to myself, is that why the game's called Halo? Because this giant halo? That's where it came from? This is someone who's never played the games. Took me that long to realize because I never cared to look into why it was called that. Hey, at least I'm not someone who thinks that it's called The Legend of Zelda, and Zelda is who you play as. But you can blame the Super Mario Super Show for that. Bye bye. These bats are everywhere. Why are they? Are they just this common in modern and I don't play enough modern? You think 42 Celsius is wild? Just you wait. Next year it'll be 43 Celsius. I'm not going to remember myself saying that. But if it does hit 43 Celsius next summer, please remind me. I feel like we talked recently about what the temperature predictions were over the next 5 years or something. I can't remember what the math came out to. Familiar with Murphy's Law? Anything that can happen will happen. At some point, if it's theoretically possible to hit 46, then eventually it'll hit 46. Question is, will we live long enough to see it? This is a mess. This surface cave is not very clean. Well, again, how many times are surface caves clean? Oop. Oh, we're good. But you know what I didn't do? You know what would have been interesting? Is if I made a world on here using my 3DS seed. I might have to wait a little bit longer. But otherwise, just as a just as a little test to see what sort of comparisons there are. Oh, there's another skelly bum. How the world differs between Pocket Edition and 3DS. Otherwise, that was based on 0.15, I believe, which means there are going to be some features that have not yet been added on here. There's another spider. Man, this whole place was not safe. Well, back down we go. At least the caves are fun to explore. I didn't realize just how dense this cave system was. I guess more like I'd forgotten since I haven't been on here in a little bit. I wonder if after this stream I should pop back into MC Edit and see just how many spawners there are around here that don't have their tile entity data. Because I'm wondering if there are multiple spawners like the one I just came across. Feel a yawn coming, but I'm trying not to hit the mute button. isn't doing so, there's a chance of moving the wire, and I don't want the wire to move, because the wire moving makes sounds I don't want to be picked up. I see you. See you down there in the dark. Come on out. I'll just write there's no critical hits. There are no critical hits, right? Those don't get added until there's enchanting. Yeah, I don't think so. Wonder how he ended up on low health. Howdy, Hunter. Welcome back. I made a mistake because I didn't want to flood that. Is there more source water here? Are these source blocks? That's dumb. Oh, my inventory is getting full, and 3 of those slots are the new 1.8 stones. I say new, but they were added to 1.8. Yeah, 11 years ago. Or was it 12? 12 years. There were no major updates in 2015. That's how I know 1.8 was 2014, with 1.7 being 2013. Sometimes I have to remind myself what year a version came out in. There's a pig, because this cave seems to have a lot of pigs in it. Wonder if I should have been attacking these pigs. I'm still trying to collect more bacon. Yawn. I try to do as quietly as possible. It has not yet been a long day. When I was up early this morning, and I was also doing work on a video coming out soon. Very soon, in fact, if everything goes according to plan. Which sometimes that does not always occur. I see you, Mr. Zomble. How you doing? Okay, that's it. I gotta do it. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, buddy, get over here. That's a chunk behind him that likes to disappear. Can I just casually... Nope. Come on. And hiya! And I kind of forgot I put all those torches down, even though they were right in front of me. My fault. That's okay. You probably would have been pushed out anyways. Consider that the ultimate distraction or something. I don't know. Shuffle, shuffle goes the chair. Well, we have not collected much coal, or I should say we have not collected much iron or cobblestone. Hiccup. But at least we have a fair amount of coal after this. If I really do start going crazy with all these torches, trying to prevent bad guys from showing up, I'm going to be grateful that I've collected all this coal early. I wonder if I should start making stacks of stone and stone brick. On my beta 1.8 world, I have dedicated chests for stone and stone brick. I try to keep those full. In fact, I have a dedicated chest for stone slabs as well. So I pre-allocate a whole bunch of cobblestone, cook it all up, and then craft it into the stone bricks and stone slabs. Not many stone brick slabs, though. Oh, there's more. The ore was hiding from me. Alright, is there a good way to get up there, or do I just have to start digging? I have an idea. How about I start digging from over here? Oh, you know what? I should go back to digging that area where I started carving out a few of the caves that were kind of dense together. Except, as I think about it, I don't remember where that was. I think that was in the other cave. I'm pretty sure zombie flesh just heals. Wait a minute, hold on. Zombies don't drop feathers anymore? This is a brand spanking new change, because I swear they dropped feathers back in 0.10. Is this a new 0.11 thing? They started working on effects from like potions and stuff. I have no idea. Partially because I haven't needed it. Yeah, zombies were dropping feathers in every previous survival episode. So this is a new 0.11 thing. Ow. Please don't do that. Oh yeah, is the lava gun? I could see what was down here. That's dangerous. Alright, let me do something real quick, because I want to combine these stacks. Grab the 4, there we go. Inventory management to the smallest degree. Hello. I don't know which version you're playing on. There was a time when Retrocraft had issues with the sounds. It half functioned. There are several Minecraft Legacy episodes where you can find the weird sounds on there. I don't remember why Notch made zombies drop feathers. I think because the chickens didn't exist yet, and Notch didn't bother changing it because he didn't have something better. And then eventually, they added more than 3 types of food in beta 1.8. What's that time? Over 45 minutes for the day. Alright, how are we doing on the stone that's been cobbled? Guess I got a little boost. But I'd still hope to collect more. Oops. And I don't know. Well, I guess if this is a mob job, maybe what I should do is I should put it with all the others. I didn't realize that was a lot of flint I've been picking up. Whoop. Oh, hey, we passed 2 stacks of mossy cobble. We're getting there. Party potato. We're also ever so slowly expanding our wool collection. I didn't realize I had a bunch of stone already cooking up. Huh. Wasn't I just saying how I like to pre-allocate a bunch of stone? Well, good job me of the past, because apparently you've been doing that. What did I even need the stone for? Was I just cooking it just to cook it? I would say no, you kind of just have to keep trying to get the door to open. Doors don't get better until alpha 1.2.3 maybe. Otherwise, just keep trying. That's what I've done before. Alright, here's the question. Can I put zombie flesh on top of the leather? Or should I put the leather up top? Where else should these go? This kinda is just all over the place. So I really cannot... Yeah, I'd have to put it up here or something. That means I need another sign. Oh, sun's going down. It's about to be nighttime. Yeah, I don't know what I needed all the stone for, but at least now I have a stack in 42. Hooray! But man, look at this chest. This is so disorganized. I feel like it would be wise to get an area set up for all these stones, because now they're just starting to take up space, and I'm not really building with that much. Was this the world where I was building with polished andesite? No, that wasn't, because I was building with polished andesite on the creative world. That was fun for a while. But that's not the point of this series. Back to survival we go. I update the version every stream, unless something catastrophic happens. Otherwise, as with most of my series, I do, or I've been doing this past 5 years or so. It's a different version every day. Toss that coal, toss that coal. Oh, wait, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Put that real fast. We're gonna grab all this red dust. You know, why didn't they add coal blocks at the same time that they added the redstone blocks? Because I'm pretty sure now I can bring all of this together, like High School Musical. In fact, here, let me just make sure I'm not crazy first. We'll grab a stack of this. To the crafting table. Away. Unless you're Grandpa Buggy. In which case, to the crafting bench. Oh, we can make blocks of coal. Oh, hooray, this is amazing. Alright, well, I'm not going to complain about not being able to make blocks of coal anymore. Chat disconnected. Successful connect. Any dropped frames? Everything looks to be working properly. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab all this coal. Except maybe a stack of it. In fact, we'll also grab these 3 stacks of iron. This is such a slow process, but it'll be worth it in the end. I will feel much better, and we'll have more space for collecting resources after this. But now I kind of have to spam the button. There we go. Lots of coal blocks, lots of iron blocks, extra coal, extra iron. There we go. Isn't this so much more organized now? It took a couple minutes, but look, my ores chest looks so much cleaner. If you're talking about the doors splitting in half, that's a early multiplayer bug. Howdy, sheep. Early survival multiplayer. That's dirt. Alrighty. Let's look at the storage area real quick. So I'm only using the left side, not the right, which means this right side is where I'll start tossing in other stuff. And I needed to put a sign that said flowers on it. If you only stick to single player, then you will not experience it. Otherwise, it's a multiplayer bug from Alpha 1.0 to 1.2. 134 hours. Did you check based on the playlist duration? That's not true. You'd have to use the first playlist and the second playlist. 134 hours is nothing, because we're only on episode 67, right? Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld is at 475 hours, or 475 episodes. Multiply that by 2. That's 970, 940. Can't do the fast math. No, that's not even to mention part 2 being 10 hours each stream. You'd have to add up the playlist durations to get a more accurate answer. I feel like I streamed twice a day for such a short period. I've also streamed twice a day to catch up on stuff. And I had a flowers chest, but I didn't realize that I left flowers in here. Alright, here's a question. Can I boop? Yeah. And I completely forgot. I didn't look into how I did this before. I don't remember every instance. I'm gonna hope that my calendar is accurate enough for you to reference. And this one was just gonna flip one line. Yes, it did. There we go. Oh, come on. Why you gotta do this? Excuse me. Thank you. No, 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 thank you. Alright, we're just gonna not touch it again. Alright, so this one. In fact, you know what I could do? I could do diorite, andesite, granite. I don't know if I need to separate them that badly, but if I'm going to have this as a dedicated chest area, I might as well use the chests. and the other side is one type, except I don't think I'll be collecting an entire double chest of any singular type of flower. There's no way I'm going to have that many flowers. So we need more signs. Grab all that. And while we're here, let's grab the stones. The orderers of the stones. Is this everything? I think so. I'll probably just leave the regular stone types for now. Oh, it'll be time to catch some Z's. Oh, let's just do this real fast. Alright, now we can sleep. Hello, Mr. Sun. Already so high in the sky, as I'm not used to it. Think I spelled that right. Isn't it funny how it's called granite but not granite? You've got diorite, andesite, and granite. If only in another universe. Speaking of granite, I'm realizing I've picked up a lot of it so far. How have I been stumbling upon so many granite patches? 4 stacks and 43. Alright, boop. Well, now that that's taken care of, let me just plop these down real fast. In fact, yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll just stack those. If I need more, I'll make more. And there we go, now they're almost mirrored. Except all these chests down here don't have anything in them. That's okay for the time being. Little by little, as I become a hoarder, there will be more. But for now, this should be good enough. Oop. Emulated input being weird. I don't know what I'm building. I'm not building anything right now. I was putting away my stuff because these chests are incredibly disorganized. And it bothers me. I have a lot of different types of wood, but I feel like I build with wood often enough. You know what I could do? I could replace this dark oak chest with a logs chest. What I do need is stone. I should say what I do need is cobblestone, not stone. I'm thinking of going back to where I was digging out previously. I have a little cave area that I've been carving out. I'm trying to expand it into a large cavern. Alright, can I... Boop. That one's correct. So is that one. Now, which one makes the L? When you hold up your fingers. Oh wait, isn't that backward? Yeah, the hands are backward. Never mind. You see, that was a trick question. Yeah, let's head back and see if we can find that cavern that we were working on before, because I need more cobblestone. I wonder if soon it'll be safe to work on minecarts again, because they had some crash bugs sometime around this period with minecarts. I'll probably look at the dangerous versions list again. Beta 1.8 is the first half of the adventure update. The adventure update part 2 is 1.0. And I think I went down too far. It's still beta for how incomplete it is. Beta 1.8 is the midpoint. There's arguments either way. But at the same time, 1.0 also had its own fair share of problems, even though it was part 2 of the adventure update. Hey, here's the cave. Cool. Good job, me with the past. Alright, what else was I gonna dig out next? I think this big chunk. Maybe stop it here. Because then I got all of this to deal with, and that feels like a lot. So I think now we'll focus on this section right here. How much time did it take for what? Chances are, if you try to mine a block and it's not mining, the server already thinks it's gone. What happens when you relog? I feel like this hole that we're currently working on. Oh wait, are you talking about the vertical pit? That one took me maybe 3 different streams. Not the whole time. Altogether, maybe just a few hours. Hasn't been that long. I wasn't keeping track. As long as that ore appeared as ore when you loaded, there should be no issues. Oh wait, here's a question. You have operator permissions. Are you too close to spawn? The spawn radius is 15 blocks maybe? Or 10 blocks? I don't know. Okay, you should be able to override spawn protection then. I don't know. Here's what I do know. I'm gonna grab more pickaxes, because this one is about to go splat. Yeah, best I can say is that there's a desynchronization error. Time to hop off and hop back on. Hello. That's a sneak attack. I didn't expect any visitors down here. You still can't delete that one individual block. Do you go through the entire breaking animation and then it just poofs back into existence? Hello. I have water here that I blocked off previously. Time to go. Eventually they pop back. Or if eventually they disappear, then server just doesn't like you. That's okay. Alpha servers don't like anyone. But at least now the player inventory saves. Alright, how am I gonna do this side? Maybe I should just cut it off right there. So that means everything from this point. I'm unfamiliar with short program syndrome. Unless that's a play on something like short person syndrome. Alright, this is just gonna get cut off, so I'll try to round it out. And hopefully make this look a little cleaner. Looks at the time, a little more than 45 minutes of the day. Enjoy Alpha 1.0, because once it's gone, and you never get to enjoy it again. Unless, you start a new world and whatnot. Do you have a plan for how far you're going? Do you expect to make it all the way to the latest version whenever you get there? Alright, that's not very smooth, but at least the whole cave from that wall to this wall kind of blends together. That's the important part. I need to make sure it's nice and bright though. Having torches on the walls makes it feel a little bit better, as opposed to just this looming darkness overhead. I think I can bring this one down though. Just the little details. There we go, that's spaced out more efficiently. When you say museum with everything in it, what sort of things will you be putting in the museum? I think maybe... probably want to push that over. This is very square. Of course, this is a Minecraft, everything's square. But this whole corner here looked like a chunk error. Not a fan of it. Alright, that's a little better. So I think I'll maybe just flatten this part. I can bring this wall as the back part of it. Museum of blocks and items in Alpha is rather easy to do. You say latest Alpha, Alpha 1.2.6, right? That way you'll get access to snow. Because otherwise in regular worlds you won't get any snow in Alpha 1.1. What auto-corrected in there? Looks like you said what you needed to. Oh, you spelled the name wrong? How'd you even do that? You manually typed out the name. I thought if you just... No, I guess not. There's no autofill on the live chat. Maybe that's only when you reply to comments. Oh, this is kind of dark. It's probably where Mr. Zomble spawned in from earlier. And alrighty, how are things looking? I still don't know yet what I'll do with this cavern, but I feel like if I could get all of that lower, plus all of this even lower, it'll feel proper. What is moving up in that cave over there? I'm seeing... Oh wait, you know what I bet it is? I keep seeing the particles from that floating gravel. Because I see something going on, and I can't figure it out. But now I think it's just the little dust particles from the underside. You skipped a lot of versions in my favorite era. It's okay, there are only 2 good versions in Insta you can skip once levels start saving. You can skip 624, because that's the worst version of Minecraft, and you can skip 625-2, because that one was a different kind of notch up. 625-1 is good. It has world jitter, but if you play 627 later, you'll have to deal with stuttering zones. The first InchDev 625 fixes the world format from 624. And you also have to deal with all the previous blocks still being deleted. You only played InchDev 630, so that's not you skipped a lot of InchDev, you skipped all of InchDev. Sad times. Wait, hold on. Excuse me, did that Zomble drop both? Did that Zomble drop Zomble Flesh and a feather? What is this madness? It's like a chicken jockey before there were chicken jockeys. Why'd you want to skip InfDev? There's lava, so now I know where Y level 11 is. In fact, if that's 11, that's 11, 12. I'm on 13. This is Y18. We're almost at diamond level. I didn't realize that we were this low down. If I had to guess, I would have said in the 20s or 30s. Huh. Well, that's okay. That just means that I can't make this nearly as deep as I was envisioning. Although, truth be told, I didn't really know how far down this would end up going. Because the farther I go, the more I'd have to dig. And I'm already getting tired of digging. On top of that, this is my last pickaxe. I think what'll happen is this will be the last pickaxe. And then once this one's used up, we're going to be done digging for the day. Because I feel like this is not very engaging. But I needed the cobblestone, which means after this I could build with all this cobblestone. That'll be fun. You had color worlds in alpha. Did you have them in chests or did you have them placed in the world? Alright, and whoop. Alright, that lava there is kind of a hazard. I want to open this part up, but that also opens up the possibility of falling into lava. And in fact, I want to say, yeah, I didn't get rid of that. Oop. I hope I saved that cobblestone. That was even more lava. Alright, is there any water near here that's able to be routed the distance? I don't think so. MC Edit should have the availability to convert wool placed in the world. Did you follow my guide when you were converting? I remember you leaving a comment recently. Alright, let me think. So there's water right back there. I want to get it over here. Because if I can safely neutralize that lava, it'll make me feel better. So I just need to make a 3D map in my mind of where it is. It might be too low though. So the water is here. Let's start by digging out in this direction. Howdy Gold, how's it going? Alright, question is, how far this way do I have to go? It's not too far, right? Have I gone down? Do I need to go up? Or do I need to go down? Alright, hold on, let me set that there. Because I need to add this to the map. I think I need to go up. Yeah, I gotta go up. I've seen Phoenix SC's coverage of people getting banned, and him being at the top of the 2-ban list. Oh my gosh, I was 1 block away. Okay, well now we have this side all connected, so what we'll do is we'll open this up. Have you died on the world yet, or did you adjust your spawn location as well? I almost think I can just go straight this way. Oh my gosh, I could. But here's the... Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I went through all of this for nothing. This water is too low. It's not going to have the reach it needs. But this water over here is nice and high. Hooray. If only the base location, what happens if you die and respawn back at spawn? Alrighty, so that's there. It's kind of counterproductive to all the digging I've been doing, but it'll be worth it. Alright, so that's the end of part 1. Alright, so now what we could do, fill all this in. Although, truth be told, this would have been so much faster if I just had a bucket. And I won't have to pick up all this cobblestone after. Poor planning. It happens. There we go. I feel much better now. Alright, let's be sad that that was our pickaxe breaking. Alright, well, let's just plop a few torches, and then... Oops. Alright, hold up. There we go. Drop a few torches, and then I guess call it from there. I'll take that, thank you. Alrighty. Here's the question that's on everyone's mind. Everyone's minds? Which tunnel's the exit? Okay, that might be on everyone's minds, but it's on my mind because I don't know where the exit is. One of these tunnels leads to that vertical shaft. I really should make a marker. Maybe I'll put signs later. Or I could even just make a path out of cobblestone. Looks that time, about half an hour left of the day. I wonder if it just tracks usernames. How it keeps track of who's used the cooldown recently. I don't even think that was a bug. I'm pretty sure that was just Notch testing a different camera. Alright, let's put all this away. And then celebrate at the amount of cobblestone that we now have. In fact, here's what we'll do. I'll make myself feel a little bit better about this. That says I start getting attacked by hiccups. There we go. Now that's all nice and neatly organized. Yeah, that was present in single player. The camera being off center. The camera being... You've played Alpha 1.0 regularly, right? The camera was off center between like 1.0.12 maybe, all the way until 1.0. I think 16. I think 17 centered it again. Yeah, that had nothing to do with multiplayer. Probably. There's a bug in the single player for sure, but I don't know if Notch did it because he was doing multiplayer stuff. Alright, piggies, I'm starting to get a little hungry here. Oh wait, hold on. I keep zombie flesh in this chest again. What do you mean F5 being meant for thumbnails? Being in third person? Oh wait, hold up. I've got dirt. Dirt's gotta go. Boop. Oh yeah, didn't I have stuff cooking in here? I did, and I already refilled the coal. Good job, me. I think it was iron. Here, let me grab... Boop. Oh wait, hold up. I don't know how much I need. I'll just grab all of that real fast. In fact, there we go. Nope, did the math wrong. That's alright. I felt like I was gonna end up acquiring more coal after this. Okay, how are we doing on food? Not enough to cook it up yet. Maybe I should put flint in a chest. 3 stacks is kind of a lot. Maybe I should also put the mushrooms away. It is very, very rare for me to do anything with mushrooms. Well, you know what I haven't done? I haven't done anything with the pumpkins and melons. In fact, these pumpkins aren't supposed to be in here. We have a pumpkins chest. I know that because we have pumpkin seeds. Not this one? Yes. Okay, just making sure. So you have melons, melon seeds, pumpkins, pumpkin seeds. But I don't have farms for them yet. You know what I could do? I could take out some of the farms here, but it feels like... You know, maybe I will just do that. These are already in rows of 2. Huh. I could just take out this entire farm right here. Alright, that's what we'll do. So much for leaving the villager farms intact. Oh wait, you know what? I remember why I was leaving these intact. This isn't scalable. Right, because I was gonna wait till I can get pistons. Alright, well I guess now I have a bunch of carrots. Back here, we might need to go plant these. Have you tried /TP your player name and then adding the coordinates? Jump, jump, big jump. Did I put a sign here without anything on it? Or did it just not save? That's a possibility. So this one's wheat, this one's carrot, right? Yeah, so these are my carrots. /TP to coordinates is a 1.3 feature. Really? That's so recent. Chirp, chirp. Animals will still spawn. They're all client side. But yeah, the client still tries to spawn mobs, ignoring whatever the server says. You can't even do anything with it, it just exists. Okay, I don't know if I can... Oh, I can. I can Halo reach that far. Party potato. Chickens were alpha 1.0 point. I don't remember. I don't think they were around in InfDev. I'm pretty sure they're alpha 1.0. Unless I'm misremembering. We were just talking about this earlier with how chickens were added later after zombies, and they started dropping feathers too. Yet Notch didn't have a replacement for the zombie drop, so it kept dropping feathers all the way until beta 1.7. This is what I was saying previously, where entities don't work. You can't deal damage to anything. So don't soft lock yourself with boats or minecarts. Alright, we need some iron. Because we need pickaxes. And then with the last 20-something minutes of the day, we'll try working on a pumpkin and melon farm. One that's ready for pistons for when those arrive, even though there's still a while. Entity health and damage starts working in 1.2.3 alpha. Alright, I needed... Here, let me think. So this is slot 3, slot 4. That one's this pickaxe? Nope. This pickaxe. There we go. So that one's torches. Alright, I'm ready, says Mr. Krabs. So we have all this cobblestone here. We don't have a lot of stone. How about we start making some stone brick? I haven't done much with stone brick over here. So let's just casually cook up another 4 stacks of cobblestone. Now that I have plenty of it. Chirp, chirp, chirp goes the bird. I thought I grabbed 4. Notch added the furnace minecart as a way for automatically powered minecarts. But he added it in a terrible format. And you couldn't combine minecarts. So you just give it some coal or something. Coal or wood, and let it push whatever's in front of it. That's about it. Problem is, it always goes away from wherever the player's facing, which means when you give it coal, you basically have to have it loop around if you want to give it enough coal to get you in the player, you in the minecart, moving ahead of it. Otherwise, it's just kind of there. Furnace minecarts were unintentionally redundant, though, the very version they were added, because that same version in 1.0.14, Notch unintentionally adjust physics or minecart physics, adding the booster minecart, the booster cart bug. So if you know about the bug for very long distance minecart boosting, you'll never want to use the furnace minecart. It's straight up just a luxury thing. It's not practical for long distances, especially when it runs out. Alright, let me think. How do I want to do this? I'm thinking 2 rows. In fact, I almost wonder... I'm trying to visualize how exactly I want to do this. So we're gonna... Oopsies, I forgot the scroll wheel does this. That's what happens when you play InfDev. So I'm looking... Maybe I should have it down here instead. I keep the furnace minecart in the game for everyone who's built something with the furnace minecart. You see, the thing, on Pocket Edition, they never added it to begin with. So, you can't remove something that was never there to begin with. And it's your own fault for converting Java to Pocket Edition and losing all your furnace minecarts. I don't think Mojang's gonna care though. Phil Sneeze coming. Can I pineapple this one away? The sneeze cannot be pineappled away. And so much for flattening that terrain up there, because I do believe that it would just be better to have the farm down here. In fact, I wonder if I could split it into multiple parts. And then with a little walkway between. Because I'm envisioning it being horizontal. In fact, in doing so, this might also let me bring it all together. So I might end up redoing this part. But otherwise, long ways here, the farm would fit. Except this is kind of low. Which means I might end up filling this in. From like this point onward. Although, how about I clean out this grass? Once this grass is gone, I'll start building on that side. That way I know where I don't need to fill in on this side. So redstone can reach 15 blocks before you need to put a repeater between. Which means, without overcomplicating things, I can have 15 blocks of redstone power. 15 sequential pistons without having to do something weird. So, is the Beret monster gonna stop eating my bandwidth? That'd be most appreciated. This YouTube, I know the stream quality is poor. I've been attacked. I've been attacked by the Beret monster, I say. Live check, time to make sure that anyone's watching. At the button with a little icon at the bottom left that says live is lit up red. Gonna put that away. 371. Drop terrain is not that much though. Alrighty, let's go. Let's go catch some Z's real fast, because I know bad guys are going to be wandering out of that forest. I do not want to deal with bad guys wandering out of that forest. Oh, and we're almost done. I just need 15 more minutes. And it's not nighttime. How did you accidentally delete the world? I guess there's not really any confirmation in old versions. You just click the delete world button, and then click the world and poof, it's gone. Alright, well thanks for dropping on by. Until next time. And boop. And I'm gonna keep looking at that bit rate, hopefully no other attacks. Alrighty, so we're looking at extending this terrain up until here, maybe. How did you accidentally delete your first one? If you told me, I've already forgotten. Alright, so we're looking at 1 block for the redstone, 1 block for the piston, 1 block for the farmland, 1 block for the water. Same way you did, accidentally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. You know what? We're gonna slide this over one more. I'd rather have more space than not enough. Alright, so this is where the water is going to be. Okay, so you just accidentally deleted the word you were playing on. Sad times. Alrighty, so it won't reach all the way. So I'll probably just have it in the segments of 8 again. So we'll have this be water. Fuck, you know what I could do? This would be easier if there was water logging. Oh, I know, because I'd still have to deal with the items. Alright, never mind. So we'll keep this here. So it'll be... We'll just follow the same pattern as how this is currently established. So then that means I will have to fill more of this in. That's alright, I can do that. Stomach's getting hungry. I think lunchtime approaches soon. I don't know what I'm having after this. I'm having food. Howdy, Paul. Welcome back to the last 10-something minutes of the day. Oh, is that all my dirt? I run out of dirt. Oops. Maybe I should have filled in the side portion here first. That's okay. The first rule of making a plan is to always make 2. So we're gonna go pick up other dirt. Snapchat 26.3. But oops. Yeah, I saw that the first snapshot came out. I'm not surprised. 1 point, it's not 1, 26.2, that was the last version. I don't know why that took so long. 26.2 has already been out for a week now, almost. Go grab 1 stack, because I don't think I'm gonna need more than that. Hunger is setting in, it's lunchtime. Except I'm streaming, so I will have lunch after the stream. I feel like playing on the different client versions is more important than playing on the different server versions. Well, that's also just me. I also didn't recommend Alpha 1.0 to begin with. I wonder what I need luck for. I'm just building. I feel like this is skill-based. What aspects of Minecraft are luck, and what aspects of Minecraft are skill? That's a discussion topic for anyone who wants to make a video essay out of it. It's not going to be me, because I'm almost done with my current video essay. But I had to fact check myself multiple times, remove 2 different sections, and add a brand new section. So if anyone read the document way back when it was first publicly shared, it's definitely not at all the same now. That's not true, it's maybe 75% the same. Alrighty, so this is going to be all the water. And we're having that one block between for the pistons. Question is, do I want the piston on the bottom or the top? I feel like the piston on top pressing down would make more sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our 2 rows of pistons. So we're going to grab the stone brick. That's why I was cooking that stone. I remembered what I was doing 20 minutes ago. It's done cooking, right? Alright, cool. So here, we're going to grab stone brick. That'll be the primary building material out of this, because I have barely used stone brick on this world. Oops. Except I need a stone cutter, because this is Pocket Edition 0.11 Alpha Build 5. We now have our stone brick. We will combine the stone brick with dark oak. Do we have any dark oak planks? Yes, we do. And glass. We'll have glass as well. Alright, I'm putting the vision together in my mind. Let me grab, while I'm here, let me grab a water bucket. And let me grab the ground tiller. Like, we'll grab the diamond one, because I feel like this is a lot of ground tilling I'm going to do. Ladders are added in InfDev 607. If you're talking in Pocket Edition, I don't know, maybe 0.4, 0.3. Alrighty, so the question is, how do I want to handle the water? Decisions. Because over here, I just had all the water flowing downward. Am I going to want to do the same thing here? Is that a wise decision? No, I don't think that'll work, because I don't have a way to flood the drop zone, all the dirt where the pumpkins and melons grow on, without also potentially flooding the stems. I don't want to flood the stems, I just want to flood where the items are. So I'm probably, you know what, I might just grab a whole bunch of lily pads. If I fill this whole thing with water, I can cover it with lily pads and call it a day. Alright, well, I guess we're going to keep this flat after all. Alright, so let's grab planks and I will put stoneworks here because I do not have the inventory slots. Alright, so we're looking at, and we also grab glass perhaps. So this is going to be the farmland. In fact, here, if we're going to, let's just flood this now. I saw that stand there and for some reason thought I was seeing through the world, and that was the sun on the other side. Nope, I'm just going crazy. Oops. I'm also kind of hoping all this water is indeed static. Alright, there we go. So now I can ground till all this. Beetroot seeds? What a surprise. Not really, because I recently learned that that was rather common. Not really. Not compared to all these other kinds. There we go. Alright, cool. And what I should do, I should put... In fact, I have an idea. How about I use wood for the floor? Chirp, chirp goes the bird. So we'll start out with a basic outline, because most of this might end up being visible. Oh! Oh, no! No! I made a mistake. My mistake was I was supposed to till the outside, not the inside. Oops, that shovel just disintegrated. I feel like all these big YouTubers getting banned is gonna finally have enough people, the right kind of people, complaining to Mojang. Be like, hey, this is a problem. Because if they aren't listening to the general community, maybe they'll pay attention to the people who indirectly give them the most money. Uh-oh. Sorry, Torch didn't mean to do that. And this is the part where we grab dirt and say boop. Mr. Spider spawned. I'm not surprised that happened. Alright, yeah, I was supposed to have the inside be where they grow and the outside is the actual farmland. So this is kind of a mistake. Let me grab my ground tiller again, and I guess we're gonna just accept the fact that I wasted a bunch of durability tilling all this inside. It'll be just like beta 1.8, where you needed to till the farmland for the stem, and you needed the ground where the pumpkins and melons grew to be tilled as well. That was changed in, I don't know, I think by 1.2. You know, I don't know when that was changed. It was early release. You have seen a server start in 0.2 underscore, 0.2.0 underscore 1. You've learned. You've experienced it. Party potato. Solely up to you to see how often it updates. This is kind of half sarcasm. I don't play multiplayer games enough. Hello. To be part of the upgrade server like this anymore. I used to. There was a time, maybe 2018, where I did host a 0.2.0 server. So we did play on there for a little bit. This was for Omni Archive people. We got up until, I think, Alpha 1.2. Whatever server version that is. But yeah, that was a public server. That lasted a little while. Alright, let me think. So, oh, you know what I think? I think we're out of time for the day. So we'll have to keep working on this farm for the pumpkins and melons next time. So yeah, if any final thoughts, start saying them now. We should be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be a regular stream on Wednesday. But yeah, that's all it for this time. Thank you all for watching. Bye.